uqora.com/radio.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 and K224FR, Honolulu, 92.7 FM.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Eagles make a trade with the Bears to get pass rusher Robert Quinn. Chicago will get a fourth-round draft pick. ESPN's Tim McManus reports the Bears will pick up most of Quinn's salary for the rest of the season. Our Keyshawn Johnson says the Eagles are acting like an undefeated team.
It's boom or bust. They pushed all their chips to the middle because they see an opportunity. The NFC is not as strong as many people may have thought at the beginning of the season. This is an opportunity for them to cash in and play in the big toaster in Arizona.
Keyshawn Johnson on NFL Live. Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady has lost 3 straight starts just once, and that was 20 years ago. The Bucs take a 2-game losing streak into Thursday night's game against the Ravens. 4 injured starters will be out for Tampa, including defensive back Antoine Winfield and tight end Cam Brate. Ravens defensive end Calais Campbell will be out with an illness. 49ers cornerback Jason Verrett is back on the active roster. He's coming back from a torn ACL 13 months ago. Unclear right now if he'll play Sunday against the Rams. In the NBA right now on ESPN in the fourth quarter. Checking the update early in the fourth quarter now, the Nuggets lead the Lakers 86-76. Finals, the Jazz beat the Rockets 109-101. Lowry Markkanen with 24 points. The Bulls beat the Pacers 124-109. Zach LaVine with 28. The Timberwolves beat the Spurs.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Based on what Bill Belichick is saying, he is really conflicted on whether or not Dr. Z is the quarterback or Mac Jones will be the quarterback moving forward.
More from KJ and Max Thursday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you in part by
Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, IBEW Local 1186, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Hawaii Pacific Health, HGEA, and Pacxa.
We're live here at Ruby Tuesday for Call the Coach with Timmy Chang. How about a hand for the coach? All right, Coach. Last time we were here, we're just getting ready to beat Nevada. Let's go ahead and real quick take us back to that game. How did that feel? Boys played really well, 31-16.
Yeah, it was a good week of preparation. I think they had I know they had a sour taste in their mouth from San Diego State. You know, they're starting to understand the details and preparing and what we asked for them. You know, it's so important that they're always around us. You know, I always tell them the best players are always in the facility. They're always around lower campus. They're always around school. They're getting in the training room. They're getting in the, you know, the strength and conditioning, the weight room. They're getting extra film. They're always around, and they're starting to do that. And because of that, they're starting to see some success. And Nevada was a good example. I thought they played a good game. You know, defense, offense, special teams. You know, they're starting to play some team football, and that's good, and that's very positive. And they came up with the win.
We're seeing a lot of improvement. By the way, you can give Coach a call or you can text us. 808-296-1420 is the number. And you can ask Coach your questions if you've got some for him. But you lose a close one to San Diego State. You win a really decisive game against Nevada. You lose another close one at Colorado State. What is going on here? Because you seem to play well against Nevada, and then it takes a step back again. It's almost 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, you know, we're about 2 plays away from being 3-0 in conference, and you know, the guys are understanding that those plays can happen at any time. You don't know when they're going to happen, but you got to prepare for them. You know, you got to make a play when it counts, and that's what happened in Colorado State.
If you knew now, you know, if you knew then what you knew now, about the offense. Would you do anything different in the second half? Is there anything that you would change in any one of these last 3 games?
No, the offense in the second half, like in the most recent game, Colorado State, that's the one that hurt. I think San Diego State, we weren't efficient enough in the first half, and then we started to move the ball in the second half in the San Diego State game to take the lead 14 to 13, I believe. And then, the second half of the Colorado State game, that game was played really, really fast, on both sides. Meaning that the time of possession and how long both teams kept the ball for a long period of time. In the second half, we throw an explosive play on the first down and gets called back. We get behind the chains early on. In the second drive, we throw in another explosive back shoulder fade, and that one gets called back. And before you know it, we were punting 2 possessions. We were punting at the end of the fourth quarter, at the end of the third quarter with the wind, and we didn't get the ball back to 8 minutes, and then another at a minute and whatever it was when they scored. And so you're talking about 4 possessions. You're talking about efficiency. I told the guys before the game the way we're going to play and how we're going to win this game. And if we had 8 possessions, we need to score on 5 to 6 of them, putting up 35 to 42 points. I thought they were on track, especially in the first half. We dropped one in the end zone. And these things happen, and they happen to a growing team. But the thing about it is that these guys got to understand that everything matters, all the details matter, and how you prepare and what you do during the week matters, and they're starting to learn that. It's just not equating to wins.
After looking at film, last 3 games, what is the difference between the first half and the second half? Is it the couple of plays that you're talking about? Is it execution? What is it that makes the first half so different than the second half?
Yeah, it's definitely the execution. It's definitely all 11 guys doing their job. It's getting on the same page. It's I think we only had 4 or 5 penalties, but those 2 penalties are drive killers. There's things that are drive killers. You got minus yardage plays. You get behind the chains, and they kill drives, they stop drives, and they force you to punt, especially the way that we wanted to play and keep us right there in the game into the fourth quarter.
Our defensive player of the game was Logan Taylor, a backup, comes in, records the most tackles of any defender this year so far with 16 against Colorado State. He's a backup. How about that effort?
If you ask Logan, in his mind, he's not. He's one of our leaders. He's very vocal. He's a man of faith. He's the guy that leads our prayers. He talks to our teams. If you ever seen us run out of and you're seeing the guy in the end zone standing up and he's praying for everybody, that's Logan. And I give him free range and free charge to pray at the end of practice. And guys that want to pray for the team, they go through Logan. But that's him. He's a guy that has 2 kids. Mature. And he expects to do well when given the opportunity. And because he prepared, because he is mature, because he does the things he has to do on a daily basis, you see the success. And he played a great game. Coach Sheffield is here with his family at Call the Coach. And, we would call Logan a four-quarter guy, right?
Yeah.
A 4-core guy. And what that means is that he plays all the special teams, and he leads them all. And he's the guy that goes through him now because now he's a starter. Isaiah went out. We've backed him off with special teams so he can focus on all the plays that he needs to on defense.
How much do you use a guy like that as an example to the rest of the team?
That's a great example. I mean, those are great examples, and you want more guys like that. You want more guys preparing like that. And I think they're starting to get it. Right, they're starting to get the maturity. They're starting to get the understanding of the locker room, and that's why you see these games closer. They're just not equating to wins. But I like that. We have a good core of guys. We have a good core of seniors. And that I tell them, man, I wish I had another year with you guys. I really do. But we have a good core of young guys coming up, and then we're in the recruiting process right now. So, where we are and where we're at right now, mentally in a good place, but we want more, and we want to win, and we want to have success, and that comes with hard work.
Logan's a senior. Does he get a year back, or is he a true super senior? I guess that would be the term.
Yeah, he gets one more year.
He does get one more year. Okay,
yes.
That's actually good news.
No, he comes back. We're excited about it. We're excited about our linebacker room. Our linebacker room is pretty thin right now. You know, led by Panay Pavihi, who's a 6-year guy for us. But it's pretty thin, but there's a bunch of guys that are on the shelf right now that are different, that could help, but for whatever circumstance, not being out there, we'll have them ordered up for next year.
808-296-1420 is the number to contact Coach. If you got a question or a comment, go ahead and shoot it through to us. We're sitting here waiting for whatever you've got for Coach. I know a lot of people on Fans Voice after a game always has something to say or ask. So why don't you go ahead and give us a call here on the show. We do actually have a caller, and Frank's on the line. Go ahead, Frank.
Hi. Good luck in your Wyoming game that's coming up this Saturday, and I wish you all the luck and get a scoring and make us win and hopefully get to go to the bowl game. Timmy, you did a good job no matter what anybody says. Keep up the good work and make a good job. Good luck.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate the call there, buddy.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, we'll get to some of those comments a little bit later, but he brings up a good point. Everybody's on your side. Everybody wants to see this team succeed. Everybody wants to see you succeed. That must feel pretty good, even despite losing a couple of games here.
Yeah, I'm super appreciative. Listen, when I made the decision to stay home as an 18-year-old and represent the state and play for the state, play for university, it really was in my heart to be here the rest of my life and, to one day raise my family here. My journey took me as it did, and everybody's journey is different. But I get a chance to be back home, and I promise you there's no one person more passionate than me than winning. That's what I want to do, and represent this state and represent our program and represent our university, and the kids, I could feel it in them that they want it just as bad too, and we're learning to do it all together, and it's going to take a lot of hard work, but I know eventually we'll get there.
I mean, you're in a situation where this was a dream for you as a kid, then going to St. Louis, winning a ton of games, going to UH, winning a ton of games. Now you're coaching at UH. It's as if you're trying to lose games, Coach.
No, it's not. I love winning. I'm very competitive, and I take this really seriously. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we put ourselves in position to win these games. And so, I promise you, there's no one harder on myself than me, and making sure that at the end of the day, it ends and it starts and it ends with me, and trying to get these guys. And I tell these guys all the time, man. I think they're starting to understand, and I told them today on the break. There's two things I love. I love my family, and I love my players, and I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure this team gets to where it needs to get to.
Next caller is Hal. Go ahead, Hal.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Hey, good.
All right, hey, I just want to ask you, what was your experience like at Jackson State University?
At Jackson State?
Yeah. Like how much of a coach shock was for you to be at an HBCU?
Yeah, that being raised and born in Hawaii and being dropped in Jackson, Mississippi, was definitely different than me. But I think one, having the cultural experience and the love and passion that we have in Hawaii, I think it's easy for us as we grow up here. We can go anywhere and we can kind of just be part of the community, and it's our aloha spirit. It's what we carry. It's our, it's our being. So, the first thing you always start with in football, you start with the relationship that you have with your players and the community and the school. And so, we kind of landed in a tough situation. There was a situation where the head coach had just gotten fired after being 8-4 and going to a SWAC championship 2 out of the 3 years, and it was tough. It was tough because we kind of walked into a divide there where administration made a decision to move away from the coach, and it wasn't because he was not winning; he was winning, and it was just kind of one of those type of situations. So when we walked in there, it was different for us. I have a lot of family and friends there now. There's a quality control guy that I worked with named Brett Bernaloni that Dion just hired over there, and I say this, man, I don't think Dion. I think Dion is one of the special ones. I mean, he's recruiting on a level that and bringing in kids on a level that is unheard of over there, and for him to be doing that, it's unbelievable. But I loved the kids. I love the passion of the community and the fan base, and you can see it. I mean, I'm just seeing videos and highlights and posts of what they're doing over there, and that they call it the Horseshoe. I mean, and it holds, I think, 60 to 70,000 people, and they got that thing filled and rocking every week.
We're going to take a quick break here for Call the Coach. 808-296-1420 is the number to give Coach a call or a text. Ask your questions, give your comments. But when we come back, after this quick break, we're going to talk about the kids, the recruiting, what you tell the kids to keep them up, and a whole lot more, including Wyoming. We'll be right back here at Ruby Tuesday with Call the Coach and Timmy Chang.
Life is busy, but there's one thing you should make a priority: scheduling your mammogram. Breast cancer is one of the most common cancers affecting women in Hawaii, and mammograms are essential for finding it early. With comprehensive care teams and breast specialists, Hawaii Pacific Health is here to help you live healthier. Get your mammogram with us in October and receive a special gift while supplies last. Make an appointment today at hawaiipacifichealth.org/mammogram.
Here's something new from Pacxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Pacxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA.
Get into the game with Market City Shopping Center. Make sure your game day tailgates and potlucks feature Ono grinds from local favorites like Kalbi and Meat Jun at Gina's Barbecue, your favorite chicken katsu at L&L Hawaiian Barbecue, game day must-haves at Foodland, and your favorite refreshments at Fujioka's. Market City Shopping Center is home for all your tailgating needs, so visit them today. Open 7 days a week. Visit marketcityhawaii.com for details.
We know Growler Hawaii is Honolulu's best craft beer pub with up to 100 local and mainland craft beers. But here's what people are saying on Yelp.
Best chicken wings I've had in a while.
We ordered pizzas, the fish burger, a Caesar wrap, and the poke bowl. The food they served was very good.
From your classic chicken wings and mac and cheese to flatbreads and wraps, there's something for every eater here.
Great food as well as handcrafted drinks. Head to Growler Hawaii. Visit growlerhawaii.com and follow @Growler Hawaii.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hardware Hawaii in Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them all, and I feel good. And it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Holiday hack? Get your shopping done early so you can enjoy the season stress-free. I just went to Kohl's and got $10 off because I spent over $50. An extra 20% off on top of that, plus 25% off matching jammies, sweaters for under $24, and 20% off Legos. More gifts and more savings? Yes, please. Select styles. Offers end October 30th. Lego coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty. Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
First off, random question. Baked or steamed manapua?
Oh, baked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fried or steamed pork hash?
Steamed.
Ooh. Wasabi or hot mustard?
Wasabi.
Ooh, there you go. Okay, I'll hold on to some of them for a little bit later. Okay, a couple questions. Curious about the identity of our offense. Would you describe it? Come on, you guys. Oh, the bingo right in the front. Would you describe it as the run and shoot offense? Is it more described as a run and shoot now? Or is it still something a little different?
You know, it's a work in progress, man. I mean, we need to get in the end zone, you know, more and be more efficient. And so, but we're doing that. I see them getting better. You know, I see the passing game getting better every day of practice. And so, but we just got to be more efficient in what we do and, you know, throw the ball on time, complete the ball into spots and get to those spots and run after catch. And so, you know, right now, it's just a work in progress.
So this particular guy who's texting in, I'm asking, would you rather a running touchdown or a passing touchdown? There, my text is sent. Just a touchdown.
We need touchdowns.
A touchdown.
Yeah, and there's people here that are donating money to us for every touchdown, and extra point that we score, and so we need
Absolutely.
to score. We need to score more. Yeah.
How about a big hand for them?
Ha.
We want to break their bank.
Yep.
Okay, we do have a caller. Bill, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Coach, I can't wait to be saying congratulations on your 5th year, and the run and shoot has been amazing. So the question I have is, are you going to be recruiting to the run and shoot offense, and do you see that as a uniqueness for this team going forward?
Yeah,
because it was so successful in the past.
Yes, there's no doubt that I want to throw the ball, and I want to throw the ball far and long and underneath and everywhere, each way that we can in play. Now, we have a bunch of young receivers that we've you know, when we got all these scholarships and we got in and we saw our roster, we recruited a bunch of guys and we actually recruited them young. I know we have 4 young freshman receivers. You know, you see them on the field partially, but, you know, Coach Chef calls them the 4 horsemen. And one's 6'5" from Florida, another one's 6'1" that runs like a 9.2 flying 10, which equates to about a 4.4 or so. You know, there's another freshman that comes from Texas, and then there's another freshman that comes from Montreal, and then there's guys like Kowali and Tamatoa and you know, Zion's the only senior in the room. Jalen Walthall, who's a freshman that you see starting. I mean, there's freshman after freshman after freshman, and I want to redshirt Kowali so he stays with these guys. And I'm excited about the youth that we have. You know, they're doing really well under Coach Jared Ursula, and I like the progress where they're at now. So they're just going to keep progressing, and you're going to be happy that they're Warriors in what you say 5 years. They're going to be happy in about a year or two that they're part of our program.
Okay, here's a question, Coach. I'm a UH alum, and I'm glad that you're our coach! Exclamation point. I was wondering why Tylen Hines only got 2 touches last game. I'm sure you would agree that he's very talented and is electric when he touches the ball. Wishing you and the team all the best against Wyoming.
Yeah, you know, that's a stat that when I pulled the stat sheet out and I'm talking to Steven Tsai, I was like, and I looked at it, I was like, 2 touches. You know, it's part of the reason is because the game was one of probably the shortest games played this Saturday. I don't know if you have the time on how short that game was, but you know, both teams kind of kept the ball away from each other, and then the inefficiencies in the second half, just we didn't get a lot of chances because we punted. You know, we punted on our first possession, we punted at the end of the third quarter in our second possession, and then we got the ball at 8 minutes and we ended up punting again. And then we're down to our 2-minute our last drive to try to win it, and so that's, you know, because I told the guys because of the way we played, there wasn't a lot of turnover even outside. So Jalen and Zion and Dior got majority of the snaps. Tamatoa, made a couple catches early on where we were efficient, and then you didn't see them in the second half because the guys didn't, they weren't tired. You're going 3 and out, and so we didn't have the ball long enough is what I'm saying, and because of our inefficiencies.
Okay. What do you tell the team after a game, after close losses? How do you keep them up?
You know what? Naturally, they're up. You know what I mean? The seniors, I feel for them. I feel for them because this is their last go-around, and they feel it, right? But they're committed. When they stayed here, they're committed. They want to be here. They want to represent the football team. They want to represent the program and the state. It's now I'm on the younger guys to step their level up for these guys. Send these guys off on a good note. Make sure you're working through the week and doing everything possible, not making mistakes, making sure that if you do make mistakes, how we're correcting it. Are we watching what the other team's doing? So the way that you get winning is that you work harder, right? The way that you start to change some of these things is you start to make better choices collectively, right? We play the biggest team sport, so the objective is to get everybody working harder, not just some guys, because that's what loses game. When we play 10-on-11 football, we don't communicate well. One guy doesn't do his job. That's losing football. And so it's the whole thing about coaching is trying to get 11 guys and a whole locker room of 117 guys moving in the same direction, reaching the same goals, and being accountable for each other.
All right, we have a question here at Ruby Tuesday. Let me just go ahead for those that are listening that can't hear that question. He's asking about some of the players that are actually going through high school playoffs right now.
Yep.
What players are you looking at? Which is a great question because there's another question here about some Nanakuli kids and some kids that are playing football right now. So if you could answer, I know you can't really talk about who you're recruiting, but if you could tell us about what you're looking at, maybe even what your needs are.
Oh man. You know what makes Hawaii football very special is the local talent. It's really the local kids, and it's really the local families that are so competitive, and they're like the driving force on making their kids really good, really special. We have a lot of local talent, no doubt, and when we're really good, we have a good mix of both local kids and mainland kids. There's a lot of local talent going on right now. We put out a lot of offers early on and in June, and we try to get as much as we can. Some of these kids are getting really, really big offers or considered big offers. I consider the University of Hawaii a big offer to me. So I want these kids to stay home. There's no doubt. And from Nanakuli to Waipahu, we're looking at Waipahu. We're turning over every rock that there is in Hawaii, and we don't have to go far. But we do know the upcoming 23 class, 24 class, 25 class, and we also are looking at the guys that have left the island. The 21s, the 20s, the 19s, the 18s, and some of those kids. And if we can get in the door with some of those kids too on the back end because of the transfer portal. But everything is open. Can't talk specifics, but definitely looking, watching, communicating, and knowing who's out there. And we'd love to get these kids to stay home and represent the state.
Cool. That deserves an applause. Let's take a step back real quick. I'm curious to know how you balance trying to win games while still trying to develop players without it seeming like you're giving up on a season. How do you continue to develop the younger players during a season?
Yeah, I think by the through just playing them and going through these experiences, right? These kids for the first time some of these guys are getting the opportunity given to them because of guys that left and them being backups. Now it's their time to shine, right? Some of these younger kids, and the experience of just going to Michigan, getting on the chartered flight, getting on the airplane, being in the hotels, going through the preparation, going through the game day experience. That's experience in itself, right? Them just getting a rep or two or watching their peers fail or their peers succeed, that's experience in itself. And so this thing is just ongoing, right? And you never get it right. It never clicks until it clicks in their minds and their heads, and then you start to see them do it consistently over and over and over, right? Right now they do it sparingly. They can be good in some areas, and then there might be a lull. They can be good in some areas, there might be a lull. But when you start to see the consistency in them, you're going to see this team do good.
On the heels of his question, what is your plan? Are you going after guys in the portal? Because I know that's kind of what you did this year. Are you going after JUCO guys? Are you looking at high school players? What is your plan? I tell you what,
we'll start with the portal, and I just had a big conversation with our AD Dave Matlin and our assistant AD Lois Manning about the rule changes that the NCAA constantly make over and over and over. Right now, they kind of opened up Pandora's box, and they're trying to regulate as best as they can. But it's every decision that they make kind of creates another layer, another problem, right?
Constantly changing.
Is it the butterfly effect? Was the movie or something?
Yeah,
but it's kind of doing that right now, and so they make a rule, it changes. They make a rule, it changes. But the thing that doesn't change is that we're still a university. We're academia first, and so that's the biggest part about trying to get transfers in, and so that matters. In our place, we know where the holes are going to be. Since Vanderbilt and the couple other games after that, you look at our roster and you start to know, okay, this is where our holes are. This is where we need to pay attention to. So the thing that we want to do is we want to get guys that look the part and play the part that can be plug and played in or developed. So there's both a kind of a balancing act to it. Not a perfect science, because you got to court these kids. You got to want them to come to Hawaii. I'd love for everybody in the state, when they see these kids or they know these kids, help recruit us, help recruit them. You know what I mean? And that will make our team better.
There are a couple of other questions here. One saying, true fan base, support the team no matter what. Let's see. And not a football question, but this could go down on the list of random questions of the night. Favorite Halloween candy? And maybe your worst Halloween candy, too.
No, the favorite's got to be the small packet of gummy bears, Harbo.
Okay, are you just saying that because the kids want that, or
no,
you really actually like it?
No, I think I got them on gummy everything.
Leehing on that, too, or?
No, just the regular. Yeah, just the regular packet.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of if houses are giving away the big candy bars. That's how you know you're in the right neighborhood.
Okay, here's another one. Harry says, Imua coach, just keep plugging away and keep doing what you know how to do, and eventually all of the brotherhood will come to pass.
Appreciate you guys.
Okay, so here's another. Does Nanakuli and Pearl City High School have any prospects that you could that could play for you?
Man, Pearl City has one that's playing at another school right now, and he is big and beautiful, and he's doing. I think he's about ready to be another Pac-12 conference guy. Not sure. I'm not too positive that Pro City does have one. We can't really recruit Pro City because we have a coach on staff that's an intern, and there's a rule there that says that we can't do it. But Coach Keiki, our running back coach, says he swears he's got the next Wesley Keepe out of Nanakuli. And so he showed me a highlight film, probably not just a couple days ago, and said, hey, we need to go get this kid.
I was about to say, yeah, you do. We do need to get a kid like that for sure. Is it time for a break, Keegan? Okay, we'll take a break here. 808-296-1420, the number to call or text. We're having a conversation with Coach Timmy Chang. Tuesday.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union brings you advice for life. Can you quickly and easily locate your home insurance information and tax documents? What about other vital documents like your marriage and birth certificates? If not, it's time to get your house in order with the Ho'okele Guidebook. This guidebook can help you get all your important info in one place. Download the free guidebook today at www.hifi-cu.com. Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA. Here's something new from Pacxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Pacxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA.
Support the brotherhood when the Bows play on the road. Paradise Beverages brings you Countdown to Kickoff with me, Josh Pacheco, and Coach Arnold Martinez, 2 hours before every road game at a select big city diner. Keep listening for the next location. Enjoy the awesome menu and 25-ounce Mega Modelo drafts for just $7. Plus, we'll have prize giveaways. You could even win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas from Vacations Hawaii at season's end. Go Bows!
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Holiday hack? Get your shopping done early so you can enjoy the season stress-free. I just went to Kohl's and got $10 off because I spent over $50. An extra 20% off on top of that, plus 25% off matching jammies, sweaters for under $24, and 20% off Legos. More gifts and more savings? Yes, please. Select styles. Offers end October 30th. Lego coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
Thank you. We'll just do another random question to start this third quarter off. Hike or beach?
Beach.
Okay. Sunscreen or hat?
Hat.
I figured you'd do. Hoodie? Hoodie too?
Hoodie. I'm
Yeah.
a big
Protect the neck?
I'm a big cover my body guy during practice. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here's a question that's coming in on the text. Was it high elevation that made the team kind of wear out in the second half?
Ooh, no. I tell you what. I think we were fresh. I think we were fresh on the way back on the airplane. I think it's just we need to get off the field and we need to keep the ball. I think it's really when you look at the plays and you watch the in between the line stuff. It's just on offense. If we get first downs, we get in the first down. We get in the groove. We're in the first down. You start keeping them. You keep your defense fresh, and then I think it's trying to get the defense to get their offense off the field. Mm-hmm. Hats off to them. I mean, their quarterback came back. I was with that kid for a year. We recruited him to Nevada, Clay Millen, and he kept the plays going with his legs or some type of pass. I think there were 3 of 6 on 4th down, and so if you don't get off the field, that's going to wear you down.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we do have a caller on the phone. Rick. Go ahead, Rick. You got Coach Timmy Chang for you.
Hey, Coach. I'm really happy you're our coach, and I have full confidence that you'll turn things around. Coach, I got a two-part question. Number one is, now that you're a head coach, what is the most impactful thing that you've learned? And number two, or part two is, what is one of the biggest challenges you're having now as a head coach?
That is a great question.
Yeah, that I'm a thinker.
That might be 4 parts.
Yeah,
there might be 4 parts
I'm
to
a
that
thinker.
answer.
Impactful thing, right? The most impactful thing is that I think when you hold the head coaching position, it is a position of power. I was an assistant, and I was a nobody. If you know my story, I just I played football, and then I was trying to find my way, through life, and with the met my wife, and we've had these beautiful babies, and but now that I'm in a position where I can help people, I think that's the most impactful thing is that what this I know this playing for the state, what this team does is it brings the state together. I've seen us go 0-18 as I was in high school, and I seen this thing turn around, in 1 year, and I seen 50,000 people scream at an Oregon State game, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do, and then now I get the opportunity to coach and bring that back. I think that's what's impactful is that I can impact the whole state, a whole community, this island that's so prideful in the middle of the Pacific. I think that's what the most impactful thing. And then at the same time, I can do it, communicating and loving and mentoring young men into our future, to be our future leaders in our community or communities that they're going to reside in, in the world. And that's what I look forward to doing and doing with these guys. It's all about the relationships. It's all about us doing it together, and that's what the Brotherhood's about. The second part to your question, I believe, is
you did a good job of answering the first part. I'm not even sure what the second part was. Anybody else remember that? That was a great answer, but maybe let's just move on. How about that? We move on. Okay, so there are 2 questions to this text.
That was a good question.
It was, and a good answer, by the way. That was a good job.
Thanks.
All right. Two questions. What would you say is your biggest recruiting need for next season? That's the first one. Let's Let's start with the answer. For that
let's go. Okay, my biggest needs are offensive line, defensive line, and cornerback. Those are the 3 needs that we are focusing on right now. And so I lose a lot of offensive linemen, and especially tackles, and so we need tackles. Defensive linemen, there's 2 really good D tackles that we're losing, but there's a bunch of guys that like Matteo Soli medically DQ'd because of concussions. Our Arkansas transfer, that started and played. Wyndon's banged up a little bit. He's going to be back. Happy that he's home. He's going to be a good player. There's a couple kids that just that are not going to be with us, and so D-line's a big one, and then speed at corner and bringing in more speed, I think is a big key to our component in the back end of our defense. Very young on offense in the skill position, and all those guys come back. I'm high on the quarterbacks. It's going to take a little bit with Braden, but I know that. I know the process, and so it's when it clicks in his mind and he gets it. When I see him start anticipating balls in the windows, you guys are going to see it. You guys been around good football, and you guys know what good football looks like. And so when he starts anticipating those windows and spraying the ball inside the field, outside the field, on the hash, down low in the flat, and then throwing it over their heads, you're going to know you have a quarterback that figured it out.
Okay, second part of this is, do you feel not having a stadium in a current situation regarding NIL puts you at a disadvantage when it comes to recruiting?
Focus on the positives. I focus on what we do have. What we do have is culture. What we do have is a great program, and we sell that. We have a great staff, and so that's what I sell, and I sell me, and I sell the vision, and those things will come eventually. They're in the works. The money's sitting somewhere, and we're just gonna wait, and when it happens, it happens. But But I don't worry about those things. I control what I can, and we make decisions from there.
Second part of Rick's question, so he texted back in and he said, what is the biggest challenge as a head coach this season?
As a head coach, I like to think I got this job because I was a really good football coach, right? I got my guys ready to play. I'm pretty good at X's and O's. I'm pretty good at getting my guys to play and get up for Saturdays and do their job on Saturdays. But when I walked in the door, it had nothing to do with X's and O's. It had everything to do with, the community and the state and the building and the outreach and just making people know that this state, that this team, this brotherhood, and this program is going to represent you guys, and we want the best ones to stay home and represent the state, and we're going to need everybody, and we want everybody to be involved from all 8 islands. I've had one chance to go to Kauai, and I look to going to seeing everybody in Kauai, everybody on the Big Island, on Maui, and everybody in between, and all the communities. And I know we put together, like in 4 days, we put 4 clinics, and we reached over 1,000 kids that came out for free, through our network and camps and stuff. And so, the outreach is the most important. It's everything, right? And then now the X's and O's and everything else that will fill in.
We've got more questions, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of Call the Coach. Fourth quarter when we come back.
Well, what you doing now? I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homie fall-proof gear. Well, I don't think bubble wrap and duct tape going to work. Yeah, I get them. Check this out. Okay. Well, you okay? I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting smoke and hot in here. Oh, no. It's raining over here. How we pop water stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Here's something new from Pacxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Pacxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA.
Life is busy, but there's one thing you should make a priority: scheduling your mammogram. Breast cancer is one of the most common cancers affecting women in Hawaii, and mammograms are essential for finding it early. With comprehensive care teams and breast specialists, Hawaii Pacific Health is here to help you live healthier. Get your mammogram with us in October and receive a special gift while supplies last. Make an appointment today at hawaiipacifichealth.org/mammogram.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hardware Hawaii, Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them out, and I feel good, and it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Would you like to work in the sports industry here in Hawaii? ESPN Honolulu has rare full-time openings. We are searching for account managers in sales, a creative services manager, and board operators.
I love working at ESPN Honolulu because I get to envelop myself in what I love the most, sports.
As an account manager, it's like I run my own business and I can make as much as I want. And I love working from home.
In sales, we earn over-the-average benefits, reimbursements on mileage, and cell phone usage.
Whether you're looking for a career in sales and marketing, or you'd like to produce commercials or work hand-in-hand with our show hosts behind the scenes, check this out.
Send your resume and cover letter to info@espnhonolulu.com. That's info@espnhonolulu.com. We'd love to have you as part of our team. ESPN Honolulu is part of Blow Up LLC, an equal opportunity employer.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Call the Coach with Timmy Chang on ESPN Honolulu.
Answering your questions at 808-296-1420. We'll get to Facebook. The Yamamoto Ohana says, how's it, Coach, from Colorado Springs? With the schedule winding down, how will the 4 games redshirt rule come into play the remainder of the season? You kind of talked about Kowali a little bit, but you have others.
Yeah, we have some others, and so because we got some young talent. We got some young talent, and I want them to play so they're not shocked when we go to Vanderbilt for the first time next year that's the first time they're getting action. So they gotta play. We can coach off of that. We can coach. I'm a big guy about where their mind's at during the time of play. Like, these guys will go on a Manoa field at 6:45 in the morning, and they'll practice, and they'll do things right there. The translation is, can you do it at Saturday, 6 o'clock Hawaii time in Clarence T.C. Chang? Can you do it at 2 o'clock in Fort Collins, Colorado, in that beautiful stadium that they have? Can you do those things when needed? And if when you deal with these with our youth and our 18 to 22-year-olds, sometimes you'll freeze up, because I did it. I froze up. Sometimes my mind. If I'm not playing well, if I remember this as a player, if I'm not playing well, it's because probably my mind was somewhere else. It wasn't concentrated on my details. And so when you just block everything out, as an athlete, you call it the zone. Once you get in the zone and you just kind of just do what you were taught and trained to do over and over and over and over. Coach Jones called it unconscious competence, when you can just repeatedly do it. It's not just an act, it's a habit. And he just did it over and over and over. That's where we want our kids to get. And so right now, with the young kids and the 4-game rule, we want to play them. Kowali, we want to play them. We want to put them on the shelf. There's a couple other guys in there. Devin Tawefa. There's a Dean Brisky. There's a number of guys that we want to play and then put on the shelf and let our seniors lead us, and let the guys like Zion and Blessman and Panay and those guys in Ilm and Michael Vanderpool take us home.
Here's a question. Are you a rah-rah coach or a steady hand? And then they also say, great to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I don't know. I get fired up sometimes, but at a lot of times I kind of just stay steady and keep my cool. But, I get happy and I get in the moment sometimes as well. So I guess I'm a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. John's asking, did you go away from what the run and shoot in the second half of the Rams game? Go Warriors.
No, I think John, when I watched the film, first play, we put the ball in the pocket. This was exactly what happened. We put the ball in the pocket. We call it counter play, and we're playing with a tight end, but we're teaching run and shoot principle rules. And so we put the ball in the pocket. We throw an RPO. The rule is to be at 3 yards. The guy's at 4. And so we get a flag thrown on us, and it's a really touchy flag, but it's a point of emphasis probably this year. And so that 15 to 16 yard, and we're at the 45-yard line, and we're ready to roll, gets negated, and we get pulled back. So the next play, we're on first down. Something happens. Second down, something happens. Third down, something happens. We're behind the chain. We punt the ball. And so the next series, what happens is that, we throw a back shoulder fade, one that you guys are very accustomed to. Play was called 14 and 15. We call it orange. Back shoulder fade to Zion, and we got a hands to the face. And then it's 2 penalties that, they alter the course of a whole second half. We don't get the ball to the fourth quarter. And so, those are the things that are happening to us right now. It's hard to explain, why they happen, but they happen, and I'm not one. My dad was an official. I'm not one to argue referees. They got a hard job in themselves, but I've seen a lot of funny things this year. I've seen a couple fumbles just land in guys' laps and run to the end zone, and so these things happen, and the biggest lesson to learn is that when adversity happens, how do you respond? That's the bigger teaching moment for our kids right now.
Okay, we've got about a minute and a half left to go. November 9th is the next Call the Coach. It's just prior to the Utah State game. And, of course, it'll be after Fresno State on the road. It'll be after this one. Real quick, Wyoming, your thoughts on them, because they run the football and they do it pretty good. Their running back was this past weekend's Mountain West Player of the Week.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. We're going to have our hands full, and we got to play a perfect game to beat them. And so all the details got to be there. The fundamentals got to be there. And the one thing I know is that these kids are going to play hard and they're going to play for each other. And so, it's for the Paniolo Trophy, and we have it right now, and I want to keep it.
You were 11 years old in 1992 when Hawaii won the Holiday Bowl against Illinois. This weekend is a special weekend for me and my teammates of that year, celebrating 30 years of the Holiday Bowl.
Congratulations, my guy.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You guys were a hell of a team, and I remember watching you guys. I'm a big fan, and you guys had a hell of a season. Ended with Illinois, right?
Yep. Went against Illinois.
Yep, and rated in top 25.
And the team will be celebrated at the game, so give them a big hand. I'll be in the booth, but give them a big hand. Cheer on the current Rainbow Warriors and the 30-year vets of the Holiday Bowl. Coach, good luck this weekend. Beat Wyoming.
Thank you.
And this is another edition of Call the Coach with Timmy Chang.
You've been listening to Call the Coach with Timmy Chang, brought to you in part by
Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii, IBEW Local 1186, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Hawaii Pacific Health, HGEA, and Pacxa.
This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union brings you advice for life. Can you quickly and easily locate your home insurance information and tax documents? What about other vital documents like your marriage and birth certificates? If not, it's time to get your house in order with the Ho'okele Guidebook. This guidebook can help you get all your important info in one place. Download the free guidebook today at www.hi-fi-cu.com. Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's something new from Pacxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Pacxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA. Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA. Here's TNT Tinting's founder, Tommy Silva.
One of our most popular products today is our Lumar Select Pro Valor Self-Healing Paint Protection Film, or PPF for short. It's a 6 mil thick clear urethane film that covers some or all of your vehicle's painted surfaces. No more costly damage from loose gravel, bird droppings, road tar, and road debris. This new generation PPF is not only self-healing, but also has a hydrophobic ceramic top coat, keeping it glossy and stain resistant with the best manufacturer's 12-year warranty. With Valor, you get paint protection film and a ceramic coating in one.
So if you have a new vehicle, visit TNTTinting.com or call and get our new vehicle 15% off Valor PPF special. Limited time only. Call now.
You got a friend in the business at TNT.
Tell me what is time.